Moviesucktastic is a podcast about bad movies and the people that love them. But it's more than just a podcast, it's also an online presence. If you want to know more about Moviesucktastic or want to become a part of Moviesucktastic, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Twitter at Moviesucktastic, you can find our blog at boothreviews.blogspot.com, or if you want to give your own reviews that we might use on the show, you can go to reviews.moviesucktastic.com and check out our own little lunch.com community for Moviesucktastic. Check us out and become a part of the show, because the only thing more fun than a bad movie is sharing it.
What's the law on what you can and cannot say on a billboard?
I'd do anything to catch your daughter's killer. I don't think those billboards is very fair.
The police is too busy eating Krispy Kremes to solve actual crime.
What's the matter with you? Saying that stuff on TV.
Go, girl.
There's a lot of good friends of the sheriff. Hey, you didn't drill a little hole in the dentist today, did you?
Of course not.
3 billboards. Rated R.
You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Dude, no! Oh!
Hey.
Hello.
Hey. We are back.
Yes.
For another episode.
Yeah, well, like it or not, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Ah, that's right. So, hi.
Hi.
Welcome to week 2 of our Oscar reviews here at Moviesucktastic.
Yes, sir. Yeah, this week, episode 264, we'll be
Jesus.
No, we won't be downloading. I almost said we'll be downloading. No. We will be reviewing 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri.
Oh, about fucking time.
Yeah, this is a long review coming. Scott let me know when he saw it. He goes, hey, do you think you can go see this film? And I'm like, I got to find time. And even if I could, I don't know, blah, 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 this and that. And just he's been asking me to see it so we could review it. And we were actually going to review this even before it was nominated for an Oscar because Scott had seen it that long ago. This is at least a month now. Mm-hmm. And I had said, listen, I'm pretty positive that it's going to get nominated for a Best Picture. And he said, I don't know, maybe not, this and that. I said, listen, it's going to be nominated. It is absolutely going to be nominated for Best Picture. And sure enough, here we are.
Thank God, because it is much, much, much deserving of a nomination.
I think it's this year's, possibly like this year's Nocturnal Animals, except it actually did get nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah, that's why I didn't think it would get it, because they normally kind of scoop stuff like this under the carpet. But, I mean, honestly, I don't think there were that many great movies this year that were worthy of Oscar nominations. So smaller films like this were able to get the attention they deserved.
Well, I think, and I've said this before, I'll say it again, Nocturnal Animals was my favorite film of 2016. I did not, of all the films that I seen that year, that I did not like a film more than that one. I think it was a real disservice that film wasn't nominated for Best Picture. I really do. But and I'm not going to say there was an agenda to be attended to, but there was definitely some films that
agenda.
was gonna. Well, there's definitely some films that were gonna be excluded, so that other films could be included.
Well, and again, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, the film. What was the one with the what was the film with the women that helped NASA? It began with an H.
Figures.
Hidden Figures. There you go.
Yeah.
I liked
the double meaning title.
Yeah, I liked that movie, but there's no fucking way that's better than Nocturnal Animals. Just no fucking way. But we know why it was nominated, because Hollywood, deservedly so, has gotten a lot of fucking flack for the types of films that they nominated over other films. The problem with that is last year films like Nocturnal Animals suffered because of it. Mm-hmm. That's the unfortunate. In order to make progress, that's the unfortunate sacrifice that was made. So when you see a film like Three Billboards and it's nominated and has a pretty decent chance of actually winning Best Picture, it's pretty neat.
What, this film?
Yeah.
It's not going to win Best Picture.
It's not, but I think it's definitely in the top 3.
No, not even close.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I mean, just as far as realistically, no. It's like this. It's like I think there's a better chance of it winning than Get Out, which we'll be reviewing after this episode.
That's right, and I really enjoyed Get Out too, but we'll talk about it when we do that one. But
well, tell you what, since I've seen this film already a while ago, and you just watched it recently for the review, please jump out with your first impressions. I want to hear what you think of this film. I'm dying to know my list of people who I give a shit what they think of a film is very short. It can fit on one piece of paper, single-sided.
Well, I'll tell you what.
And you obviously are at the top of that list.
Well, thank you. Well, first and foremost, I did not get a Coen Brothers feel from this film.
Really?
I mean, it had some slight elements, but I was not getting a Coen Brothers feel from this movie.
Well,
because a lot of people.
When you say Coen Brothers,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. It's fine. A lot of people were, specifically the ending. I mean, that's about as Coen Brothers as I think I felt for this movie.
And let me just say real quick.
Yeah.
For anybody listening, we are going to have a hard spoiler alert at the end of this episode to talk about the ending. So don't worry. There's not going to be any major spoilers, but we're going to spoil the fuck out of the ending once we get to it. So we're saving that for last.
Okay.
Because I want to talk about it.
No, I want to talk about the ending of Get Out 2. I don't know. We'll see if we're on board about that one in the next episode. But as far as a lot of people were saying that this movie, they thought it was a Coen Brothers film, and with the way it ended, they really thought it was a Coen Brothers film. So
now
they had this I don't know, this misconception about the movie that I think would have been better received. This is by a lot of people that didn't like the film. That would have been better received had they just known going in that it wasn't a Coen Brothers film. And on top of that, there's a lot of people saying that the film is racist and it's sexist, and Dixon's character, which is played by Sam Rockwell, they
Stop. You know what? I know what you're going to say. Save talking about that till the spoiler part.
Fine. Okay.
Because a lot of the criticism of the film has to do with the ending, and that's going to come into play with that. And I do want to, and what I do want to approach is, first of all, when you say you didn't feel like it had a Coen Brothers feel to it.
Right.
When you're thinking Coen Brothers films, what films are you thinking? Because maybe that's where we're splitting up here. Because I'm not. When I say this had a Coen Brothers feel, I'm not talking Hudsucker Proxy, the Lady Killers. I'm talking.
I know which
Blood
one.
Simple.
Blood Simple.
Yeah, I'm talking like Blood. Yeah, Blood Simple with a bit of Fargo mixed in.
Fargo, maybe some elements of Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Very little of that. Maybe cinematography wise, you might get a little of that.
Not so much, Oh Brother. But Coen Brothers films, some are lighter, some are darker. And I feel, when I say it has a Coen Brothers feel, I mean that darker kind of Blood Simple, Fargo feel. Now Fargo has a very special stylized feel to it, and it's
Yeah.
kind of it's kind of an anti. It's got its own
Well, I
little
don't-
cosmos it's in, so it's kind of hard to make that connection. But that's what I mean by it.
I don't think it
I'm gonna
helps.
argue though that when we what?
No, I was just gonna say I don't think it helps that Frances McDormand is in this movie. Not that she's amazing in the film, but she is a Coen Brothers favorite. So you automatically
that
just
makes-
gravitate to that, saying, "Oh, this must be a Coen's brother movie."
That
And-
means that, yeah. I mean, I knew it wasn't a Coen Brothers film, but I definitely got that vibe. The one thing I'm going to say, though, and I will argue my case when we hit spoiler section,
Sure.
is that people that are saying that the ending was a Coen Brothers ending strongly disagree, and I will prove it. I will on a fucking graph. I will explain how it's not a typical Coen Brothers ending.
I can't wait for it.
So,
I mean, now
So
I'm not going to
I-
argue with you because, like I said, I didn't get a heavy Coen Brothers feel. And when I said earlier, as about as Coen Brothers as I felt towards the movie was the ending. Which
I don't get.
In that no way makes me feel that it was a Coen Brothers ending. So I'm
What-
going to agree with you when we talk about it. Is all I'm saying.
Right, but I just, when you first said, yeah, the ending felt kind of Coen Brothers-y, I was like, that was like the least Coen Brothers-y part of it. But anyway,
Well, maybe just
what's the film about, Joey?
the film is about Frances McDormand's character Mildred. Her daughter dies. She is raped, murdered, and
She's raped and burned.
yeah, and her daughter, that's done to her. Months go by. I think it's close to a year at this point, or it is a year, and nothing has happened. There are no arrests. There is no one being charged. They kind of, the case has gone stale. So she gets an idea of putting up these 3 billboards right in town, where a lot of people can drive through and see, and it stirs up a lot of attention, specifically for the Ebbing Police Department. So
I heard that.
yeah, I don't know who that is. I had to kill my Plex server, and that's probably what it. No, it's not that. Okay, never mind. It's work. Work is texting me.
Fuck that.
Anyway, but no, I had to kill my Plex server, and because the CPU, the show was going to crash and burn if I didn't. People know Thursday nights, no Plex. Come on, doing a show here. Anyhow, so that's
a lot of
the
the
plot
film-
in a nutshell.
What?
That's the plot in
Yeah.
a nutshell.
Yeah, I mean, the film is really is a strong character study.
Very much so,
and-
and it's why it's been nominated for an Oscar for original screenplay.
Yeah, and the screenwriting is fucking amazing. Now, one thing I want to point out is that there's a scene early in the film. Actually, it's like the second scene in the film when she goes to rent out the billboards, and the young kid that runs the sign company is reading a book. God, see,
I have a snapshot in the slideshow. I forget what it is.
I just reread it because of the movies, and so why I would be able to forget the name now? It's A Good Man is Hard to Find by Flannery O'Connor.
Ah,
And Flannery O'Connor's writing obviously reflects strongly in this film, not as far as the film's based on anything by Flannery O'Connor, but that it has there's a violence and a rawness to it, but there's also a spiritual component. I mean, Flannery O'Connor was more Flannery O'Connor wrote, for people that don't know the author, what she wrote were kind of like Christian fiction, but untypical of Christian fiction at the time. It wasn't blatant. It was undertones. It was she never did, except for 1 or 2 stories. She never came right out and said,
God
is great, or like that. But there was, and everybody in her stories were like nasty people, very ugly, like that ugly, nasty Southern, where there were no real heroes. And some of that reflects in this film, where there's very few truly positive people, but they're all very real.
Right, and the person reading that book in that scene, his name is Caleb Landry Jones, who was also in Get Out. He's the brother of the sister.
Oh
obviously.
shit! I didn't even make that connection. I saw Get Out a while ago.
Right.
So
Well, I watched
the
I watched Get Out last night, and I'm like, holy shit! That's, as far as I can tell without seeing the rest of the Oscar films, because I haven't yet. That is the second instance of the same actor in more than one Best Picture film, and that's Timothée Chalamet in Lady Bird, but he's also in Call Me by Your Name. He plays the love interest in that, and then Caleb Landry Jones is in this, in Three Billboards, and he's also in Get Out. And that's just the two connections I've made so far. I haven't seen the rest of the films, so I don't know if there are multiple actors in other films as well. I know these two. It's also ironic that we're pairing Call Me by Your Name and Lady Bird, and those two actors are in that film, or that one actor is in both, and then we just happen to coincidentally pair Three Billboards and Get Out, and the same actor is in both of those as well.
Right, because we definitely didn't do that on purpose.
And although, well, we didn't. And it's not...
Well, we should be lying and saying we did,
yeah,
but anyway.
saying we're geniuses. But...
We are.
Well, we are.
Dude, don't you're letting all the secrets out. It's just ridiculous.
I'm breaking down that fourth wall. But it's interesting that it worked out that way. And even though they're small parts, they're important parts in both of these movies. The Caleb Landry Jones, in both films, they're both important.
There are no small parts, just small actors.
You could just have left it at no small parts. You could have. You could have.
Fun of that?
There is no fun in that.
Show people are just mean.
That could be the best line in all the Oscar films this year.
So far.
Although I do have my favorite line in Get Out. We could talk about it in Get Out, but
now, I would be hard pressed to think of a favorite line in Three Billboards. Three Billboards has some of the best fucking dialogue, and I have a feeling that when I finally get around to watching I, Tonya, that the two might be on par.
Yeah, I hear really amazing things about I, Tonya. Yeah. Specifically Margot Robbie, who they kind of... Ugly is not the right word, but they kind of toned down her... Because she's very pretty, beautiful, if you really want to get down to it. And they tried to tone that down, and it's hard. She's still so... It's not like what they did with Charlize Theron in Monster.
I was just going to say that. They didn't, uglify her as much as they just, it was like, instead of just making her pretty, they try to make it look like she wasn't pretty, but she's trying to be. Or, even better, that there's like an ugliness inside that pretty can't cover up. There's an edge to that face.
Yeah, you just can't... She went from like a 10 to like a solid 7 in I, Tonya.
That's sexist, and I can't support that kind of talk. But
sure, me too. What? No.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway.
But everybody in this film, that's why you got so many people nominated. I mean, again, Sam Rockwell, and
Woody Harrelson, Frances McDormand. It's nominated for Best Director.
It's actually easier to list who wasn't nominated in this fucking film.
You know what? I don't think it is nominated for Best Director. I think that's one of the films that isn't.
I actually don't have the list in front of me because I left it upstairs.
I got it in front of me. I'm scrolling through. You know what I hate? It's just... Yeah, no, it's not nominated for Best Director.
It's definitely up for Best Screenplay. And again, the dialogue is great. I hate the fact that what is it? Chitless? The dwarf.
It's Peter Dinklage.
Dinklage. Yeah, I hate that Dinklage is in it because he is a great actor.
He is. He really is.
But I've been sour on him ever since I read that one quote from him about him being, people say I'm lucky. It's like, I'm not lucky. So, yeah, you're fucking lucky. You're a handsome dwarf. There aren't many of them. Shut the fuck up. But, I mean, I've been a fan of his ever since The Station Agent. I mean...
That's the one that took place in Jersey, right?
I think it takes place in Jersey.
I mean, he's from New Jersey, and that's I have a soft spot for that.
Yeah.
And I have a soft spot for films that take place in New Jersey.
I don't. That's why I'm moving to Texas.
I do, and the way I love time travel, the way you love time travel even more than I love time travel, is the way I love films that depict New Jersey. Now, there is a movie called Brave New Jersey, which is about the Orson Welles, the radio broadcast that he did for War of the Worlds, and there was a small part, or for a small period of time, people thought it was really happening. That's what that radio broadcast did. Well, apparently there was a town in New Jersey, according to lore, that actually went crazy and really thought that we were being invaded by Martians. Well, this movie is
that's where the invasion was taking place. Was Grover's Mill, New Jersey.
Right. So they went, nuts about it. So this movie,
they thought the aliens were next door.
Well, yeah, and I'm not saying that they weren't justified about going nuts, but
sounds like you are
a little bit. But anyway, let's be smarter about this shit. But anyway, the movie is about that, and I was like, oh, cool. Takes place in New Jersey. Maybe I'll see some locales. Filmed in Tennessee. I was like, what? Why is it filmed? And then I watch the trailer for it, and it's all dirt roads. It's like a country kind of atmosphere because it's out in the boonies. So I'm like, yeah, I guess New Jersey is so fucking built up that they couldn't accurately film that movie in New Jersey. So I kind of forgave it a little bit. But I can't watch it because it's not actually taking place in New Jersey. It's just my thing. I'm sorry. I can't do it. There's nowhere in New Jersey. There's no dirt roads. It would actually cost money for them to build a set or fake houses on these dirt roads when they could just go to Tennessee and do it for nothing. It's
interesting that your love for New Jersey films didn't help you with One for the Money.
It didn't. Did we review that? We did. Yeah, we did. That was a challenge too. And you know what? I thought.
I know because I finished watching that fucking film. That's how I know. Please.
Come on. She should be in a home. Grandma, fucking grandma.
3 Billboards.
Every out of nowhere, Mary would just start laughing out loud, and I'd be like, "What did Grandma do?" It's just fucking stupid ass books, stupid storyline, stupid characters.
I read the first book. It's based on, and we did this before. There's actually everything that was funny in the book, they totally made unfunny in the film. They just didn't understand subtle comedy or whatever. Right. It was just fucking horrible. Anyway, 3 Billboards.
3 Billboards.
There is coarse language. There is there is violence. There were at least 2 scenes where I was like, oh. It says, oh, what's that? Is it? Oh, now I wouldn't say that there are many surprises, but there are a few.
There are a few.
Yeah. Oh, also, if you're fans of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, Mac's mom
has a major role in the film.
I don't know about major, but it's big enough for me to go, Mac's mom.
Yeah, it's like, man, it's like her entire career is smoking and going.
I lean over to Mary Ellen, and because she watched it with me, and because she noticed her, because she watches Always Sunny with me, I lean over to her and I go, I think she's being typecast.
So I'm like, all right, let me go on IMDb and check out her career, and holy shit, she's like a major player in stage,
I'm not surprised.
She's produced, directed plays as well as starred. She's like a major force. It's she's obviously in that show because they knew her as young actors.
Right.
Yeah. She's just fucking. She had an amazing fucking career.
And she's probably just
she's like the smoking hag.
And what's I don't know if it's sad because she wouldn't be doing it if she didn't think it was Sunny was funny and this was an important film or a good film.
Oh yeah.
But she might only be remembered, not only by a certain crowd, of the Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Mac's mom, and maybe the mom from Sam Rockwell in this, especially if he wins the Best Supporting Oscar.
Right.
Because anytime he talks about his mom in this film, he starts to stutter because you get that notion that he's a mama's boy and he's protective, and everyone thinks that his mom rules his life, and he gets that kind of nervous tick and starts to stutter a little bit.
There's so much. Now, nothing in this film is accidental.
No.
There's so much fucking subtext going on, and so many. One thing that I picked up on with Sam Rockwell's character eventually, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm misreading it, but you know that it's pointed out fairly early that he's not that bright, and it's an ongoing joke with him as a character. And one thing that happens, I feel like this isn't giving anything away. It's one of the things I'm going to say, is that they early on make fun of him because he's reading comic books. And they show him reading comic books throughout the film. We're talking like Little Lulu type comic books, not even cool stuff like X-Men. And seriously, later on, and this is one of those things where the character gets more depth as you go through the film because you learn more about him. And like the second half of the film, I'm trying not to ruin certain parts of it, they show him reading comic books still. And after a while, what I like is that they kind of point out that even though this man is not that smart, there is something in him that drives him to like he's reading. He's a voracious reader. He's reading children level stuff, but his intellect does not hold him back from that. There is passion and desire there to do something. He just is incapable of doing it. And that's like the tragic flaw in that character.
Right, and when we get to talking about the ending, we can elaborate on that.
Go
a little
further.
bit more.
You can see why I'm holding back on a lot of stuff because they're so I mean, what's the actress'
Frances
name?
McDormand, Mildred.
Frances McDormand, yeah, Mildred. With that character, I mean, I love the fact that they show her husband was abusive. She's got attitude problems. She's mean and nasty. But there's so much other things going on. I don't think it's accidental that the fact that the shop she runs is like a souvenir store that sells cheap little knickknacks.
Oh, right.
Because it's all superfluous. It's all like she's surrounded by meaningless items.
Yeah.
Because the only meaningful item that she has was raped and burned alive.
Well, and her son too. But of course, she's harping. Yeah. Not harping. She's focusing on her daughter. You could tell all the meaningful things are the things she surrounds herself with, like in her house, her garden. When she sits on that swing, you can tell that that's a meaningful thing because there's two of them. She probably sat on that swing with one of her kids, specifically her daughter, on many different occasions. So there's a reason why that is focused.
And notice, like, she'll be alone on that swing, and there are two separate occasions where someone comes to sit on one of those swings.
Sure.
And it just shows that in both of those instances, it's a moment where she's letting somebody in. She's an isolated person, but in both of those scenes, that person comes in, and in one of those scenes, she drives that person away. So she's the only one sitting on that swing again.
That's right.
But the second time, I mean, it's just like Hell or High Water. Nothing in the background is accidental. Nothing about what these characters do or what they have this is like craftsmanship screenwriting.
Yeah.
There's so much I want to talk about that I can't because I don't want to ruin a lot of it.
Sure. I mean, you could tell that the director sat down with the storyboard artist and really laid it out. And then, of course, now, I can guarantee you that the director had a very close relationship with the cinematographer to talk about what he wanted and how he wanted it, and the cinematographer delivered it.
Well, the writer was also the director, so definitely.
I said cinematographer, and I said storyboard
artist. No, I know, but I'm saying he is the director as well.
Oh, I thought you were being sarcastic.
No.
Yes,
I'm saying, right. He's the writer-director, so he's got his hands in everything. And writer-directors writer-directors usually are the ones that pull off shit this good because they're controlling so much of the narrative.
It's Martin McDonagh who has done other really good films like Seven Psychopaths and In Bruges, and then he's done this. I mean, I'm looking. Is there anything else that I missed? Those are the big ones.
recommend
You know
it.
what's funny is it's In Bruges, Seven
I thought it was
Psychopaths.
in Bruges.
It's probably In Bruges. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong.
Okay.
3 Billboards. So it's just every single one of those are really, really good films. He wrote all of them too. So
I would say out of all of them, this one is the best.
I would say that. Yeah.
I would call In Bruges
In
a close
Bruges.
second. Yeah, a close second.
Yeah.
But
And I like Seven Psychopaths.
oh, I do too. But I don't think it's as brilliant. I think it's good, but I think it's more fun than it is.
I agree. I'm on board.
Yeah, I mean, and I would put 3 Billboards up alongside Nocturnal Animals and like Nightcrawler. Except out of the 3 of those films, this one is the most likely to entertain non-art house audiences. Out of the 3 films, 3 Billboards is the one my mother will watch and enjoy. And not knocking my mother when I say that. Nocturnal Animals is not a film for my parents, I don't think.
I don't know how. There's just that movie is just oozing. Everything that this movie does, that movie does as well, and I think even more. They're just what Nocturnal Animal. I mean, remember when we were talking about it last year when we were talking about the color green, the color green, the car. It's just so symbolic throughout the entire film. Like it's like we mentioned here, nothing is by accident.
I think unlike Nocturnal Animals, I think 3 Billboards is like an art house film with a lot of depth and meaning to it, and a lot of cinematography, a lot of visuals. Okay. But it also doesn't demand a strong attention span.
This is true. You know,
there's a lot going on. There's a lot happening. You don't really have much time to slow down.
Yeah, no, you're right with that. If you don't pay attention for 5 minutes in Nocturnal Animals, you're like, what the fuck? What's happening? You really need to. You need to be on your game.
And one scene could take 10 minutes in that film, but where this one, everything,
Yeah, no, everything.
Now, are we at a point where we want to do the spoiler section?
Yeah, I got to start working on the soundboard again. I actually have it still, and I need to, like right now is where I would play a sound or something. I don't know, what could I play? Could I play something? Do I have anything I could, like a warning sound? I got nothing.
We're at the top of our game here, people.
Yeah, oh yeah. Just listen in, as we get this done right. Yeah, no, I got it.
So am I waiting for a sound? Or?
There we go. Spoiler alert.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right. Yeah, we're
No? No good? No.
We are now officially in spoiler alert zone, which we don't do often because usually we can dance around it. But the noise is so loud.
It's got to be loud.
We usually don't have a spoiler alert section, but this is such a great film. So at this point, if you have not watched it yet, turn off the show and come back after you've seen it if you want to get it together. And you know what? There are two kind of people: the kind of people that read reviews before they watch a film, and people that read reviews after they watch a film.
Mary Ellen, my wife, is someone that reads before, and
obviously
it drives
you hire people that read after.
Absolute, dude. I can't fucking stand reading before. I do not. I don't even want to watch trailers anymore.
I know. I rarely do.
And I have a 30-second. What I did for this episode and what I'm doing for Get Out, instead of playing a full trailer, I'm doing the 30-second TV spots for two reasons. One, I just want to get right to the show. We're doing the Oscar shows. They're an hour or less. But two, I think it'll also maybe circumvent being flagged by Facebook or YouTube because it's so short. But even when I was looking for a trailer for Get Out, there was a few TV spots, and I went through a lot of great lengths to make sure the TV spot that I grabbed didn't give away anything. Because someone could watch this, and let's say we are going to do a spoiler alert for Get Out, we could get to that point in the show, and if they watch the 30-second spot, if they're like us, they'll have figured it out. It's like, shit, I know what the plot, I know whatever twist you want to call it is. It just, damn it. So I made sure that the 30-second spot didn't have anything that would give away anything. Because there was like 3 30-second spots that the movie company, the production company, chose to make. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, holy shit, that is a major plot point that they gave away. I know.
I got to reel you back in because we're wasting spoiler time.
Spoiler alert. So, again, like Scott said, if this is the part of the show where we're going to spoil certain parts of the movie, specifically the ending, if you are interested in that...
They've already turned off the show. I said it before. We're so into spoiler territory. People are now like, please start spoiling the shit for me because you already sold that 5 minutes ago, for the love of Christ.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump right in because I'm going to point out one thing. I'm going to ask you if you noticed this.
Go for it.
All right. Part of the spoiler alerts, again, God, my mind is fucking fried today. I got so much going on.
Sam Rockwell.
Blondie. No.
Blondie. Frances
Baldy.
McDormand.
No.
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson, thank you. My mind is shot.
Baldy.
Woody Harrelson, in the film, he kills himself and he leaves letters for people. Did you notice that he wrote 3 letters?
Yeah.
Suicide notes.
Yes.
3 billboards, 3 notes, 3 signs.
Oh, I guess I subconsciously maybe, but no, I didn't actually put the 2 together.
The minute Frances McDormand got her letter, I was like, there's a 3rd letter. There's 3 billboards, 3 letters. This is obvious. It's happening. That's how this film rolls.
Well,
It's just there's
3.
significance in everything.
It made sense that there was going to be 3, and maybe that's why I didn't notice it, because 1 was to his wife, which obviously you knew was going to happen. 1 was to Frances McDormand, and then 1 was for Sam Rockwell.
Right.
So after the second one with Frances McDormand, I just kind of expected another letter, but I didn't put it together. It's like, oh, 3 billboards, 3 letters. I didn't put it together, but I was expecting a 3rd. So I guess subconsciously I'm on the same page as you, but didn't realize it.
Right.
Let's put it that way.
Well, and like the billboards, which are put up to get things into motion, he writes these 3 letters specifically to get people moving, to help his wife move forward, to help McDermott move on, to help Rockwell move beyond himself. Like, it's there. He successfully does what the billboards don't.
Yeah, and the billboards started it, but like you just said, he really moved everything at a really fast pace.
Well, and he also escalates it by killing himself, which he is even aware of.
Yeah, he's diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, so he knows that is a really, really shit hand to be dealt in life, is pancreatic cancer. So it just... He plans this trip with his wife and his kids, and that's part of the letter that he writes to his wife. And when he narrates that part of the letter, you can't help but feel just maybe even choked up, when he's, reading the letter to his wife.
Yeah.
It's just because, you put yourself, if you can put yourself in that same situation.
No. Moving on.
Well, no. Wow, dude. I'm trying to convey something.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'm not going there. That's all.
I agree, and I'm glad we're moving on.
Now the main, correct me if I'm wrong, the main point of the film is about people unable to let go of anger. He says it as much himself. Now, Woody Harrelson at certain points in the film is one of those people. He has that pent-up rage because he's fucking dying. And there's like that scene where he throws the blood vial.
Right.
I mean, he's a calming force among things, but he has that undertone of rage. But the whole point is letting go. What's the fucking the restaurant scene? I love that part. It was like when he says, "Anger begets anger." She said that, and Dinklage is like, she said that? And then they go to her, did you say that? You really say that? I said, yeah, it was on a bookmark in that book I was reading about polio. The horses? Now, that scene was like almost crossed the line for me. It was almost the film telling you too much, but I thought wasn't as bad as that one scene in Hell or High Water when he just explains the film in that one part. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. We're getting it. You don't need to fucking explain it.
Right.
I think it was a nice tip for audience members that aren't catching on without actually saying so. But that's the main. She sums it up right there on the bookmark.
And that was John Hawkins, or Hawkins, I should say, plays her ex-husband. And
right.
I just, every time I see him in something, because he ends up in a
Deadwood.
lot of... No, well, that's not where I immediately think of him.
I immediately think of Deadwood.
I know, I immediately think of the store clerk from Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, okay.
Where he has that line talking about how calm he is and that he deserves an Academy Award. And now he's now he acts in movies nominated for Academy Awards all the time. And he's
never
even
nominated.
No, he's been nominated.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I think he's been nominated twice, actually.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I still think Deadwood.
John Hawkes, not Hawkins. But I immediately and always think of the From Dusk Till Dawn cashier. Always. It's the first thing I ever saw him in. I thought his dialogue was pretty good from Quentin Tarantino. He delivered it well. And that Academy Award line, I don't think I'll ever forget it, because now, like I said, he's in these Academy Award nominated films. And he's been nominated twice.
I still think Deadwood.
Well, good for you. But that's not what I think of.
But yeah, he's the abusive ex-husband who actually they even have that little happy reunion scene where the kid has to put a knife to his throat.
Oh, right.
It's just like dysfunctional family, and so. But here's where we get to the end of the film, which is the big thing that I heard people talking about. And if you don't mind, I want to go first.
Go for it. Go.
Just because I'm pent up. I had a lot of people telling me ahead of time. People I trust, people that like...
I'm just saying, there's the knife scene. It's in the slideshow. A lot of times we always sync up. There's the knife scene. And I like that scene, too, because when they finally sit down and everything's calm, and she's telling him that she's not coming back, and to stop fucking 19-year-olds is not going to bring her back either.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I had people telling me, don't like the ending. The ending sucks. You're not going to like the ending.
Yeah. I didn't have any problems
I want
with
to
the
explain
ending.
What?
I had no problems with the ending.
All right. I'm going to explain to anybody listening who didn't like the ending why I like the ending.
Okay.
The whole point of the film is that these are people that cannot let go of their anger. Anger begets anger. They have this rage. They are unwilling to accept things that cannot be changed. There's no peace because they cannot just let go of this need for closure or what have you. She can't let go of the fact that her daughter's killed, that she didn't, and after they had a fight and she actually said, "I hope you get raped." Sam Rockwell can't let go of the fact that his father died young and he's dysfunctional because of that, and that he's not mentally capable to do what he wants to do. Now, in comparison, Woody Harrelson is angry that he's fucking dying, but what he does is he embraces it. Now, literally, he kills himself.
Right.
But in doing so, he embraces what's happening instead of fighting it, instead of being angry about it. He comes to terms with it, and he tries to share that to them too. The whole point of the end is that we don't know what they're going to do yet because they're unable to do it. They've found this kind of fake peace because they think they're heading towards closure, towards this kind of redemption that both of them have sought but unable to receive, and we know that no matter what happens, they're not going to get it, and they kind of know too. And that's why that part of the end is perfect, because it's not a wrapped up happy ending. And this is why, when you say it was a Coen Brothers type ending, list for me the number of Coen Brothers films, and I did some thinking on this, that have an open ending.
Well, that's not where I was going with why it felt Coen Brother-esque. What I was getting at with is that it was abrupt. That it was abrupt, and it doesn't even fade to black. It just goes to black, There's at least two films that do that by the Coen brothers. And that's what I was getting at. And I didn't say it was a Coen brother ending. I said that was the only thing that I felt was even remotely close to a Coen brother ending.
Right. Again, not trying to put words in your mouth.
No, I know.
Yeah. But when you say something like that, and like, it's like, I'm thinking about it, because like, if you go through every Coen brothers film, Coen brothers are fucking notorious for having these storybook fucking endings. Where the good person...
I'm merely going with its abruptness. That's it.
Okay.
That's where I'm going.
Weird, but I get that. But
Why is it weird? It's not weird. There's at least two Coen brothers. There's two off the top of my head I can think of where it ends so abruptly, just like Three Billboards.
But but unresolved? I'm talking about unresolved ending, where we don't have the actual.
There's none of it. It's just I'm going with just abruptness.
All right.
Like Blood Simple, that's resolved. It's just abrupt.
Actually.
And No Country for Old Men, again, also just abrupt.
Well, that's a bit.
When I say abrupt, I mean like where you're moving in motion, and then it's just like what? It's like that's it. That's where I
know
mean.
It's the kind of film where my mother turns to me and goes, "That's how it ends." Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yes, thank you.
I was afraid it was going to have a clean cut ending.
I knew it wasn't. I knew it wasn't because as it was getting closer to that ending, I felt. And this was before I knew anyone like really hated it and why, because I didn't know why. I just knew that people hated it. As it's getting closer to the ending, I kind of knew how, not exactly how it was going to end, but what they were probably going to do.
Now here's the weird part. So I've got in my mind where people saying the ending sucks. We get to the point where Sam Rockwell's in the bar and he overhears the guy.
Right. Who also visits Frances McDormand Mildred earlier in the movie, which kind of sets up that encounter. So
yeah, so you already kind of have a feeling this guy's going to show up again, and then Sam Rockwell, and I call it halfway through the fight sequence, like, oh shit, DNA, and so I start getting scared because like, oh fuck, he's actually going to solve this crime.
Well, I knew it was DNA as soon as he scratched his face immediately.
Yeah, right. I didn't get that.
The second he put his hand up to his face, I'm like, DNA.
Right.
You know how many fucking. It's more than I'd like to admit.
You win this one. Okay?
Stop.
It took me until midway through the fight. All right? But what I'm saying is, I started panicking mildly because, like, oh, shit, this is the bad ending they're talking about. He's going to solve the case, and it's going to be a whole wrapped up, neat little fucking ending. And then when that gets dissolved, I'm like, oh, shit, okay, I'm not worried anymore. That was my concern, is that was going to be the ending. So, oh, we caught the guy. I'm redeemed, and she has her closure, and now we're all happy. Fuck you. That's not how life works.
and that was the other.
Life is sad and miserable.
That was the other thing, because when it ends, I lean over to Mara. I said, "So what'd you think of the ending?" I go, "A lot of people hate it." She goes, "Yeah, I can agree with that." And then I had to explain to her about how that's not how life works. There is a lot of, and I just even broke it down very simply. So there's a lot of unsolved cases that have never been solved and probably never will be. This is exactly what's happening. It's real life, and I didn't even get into more detail about about them going to go kill that guy and what they're going through, if it's even the right thing, if it's even going to bring them closure or anything like that. I didn't even go into that with her because I knew she didn't care. Right. But I just basically told her real life, and that's what this portrays. If you really want to break it down to the core.
Well, it's like a murder mystery without a murder mystery. If you, I would even compare it to Big Lebowski, Coen Brothers film, where like they keep talking about the big bowling match that never happens.
Right.
This is the kind of thing where they keep talking about solving this murder. It's not about solving the murder. It's about these people who are self-destructive because they can't let go of the fact that they don't have any control and that they can't dictate the outcome of everything that's occurring around them. That's what the story is about. So at the end, they're at that pivotal, and I don't know if this is intentional or if I'm reading way too deep, but you know how a camera car rig works. You put the rig on the car and it drives, so the camera is with the car.
Yes, it's lined up.
All right, so Right. So I think this is intentional. While they're talking during that last scene, the camera's on the car, and the car's moving. And I swear, and I rewound it a couple times, during their conversation on whether or not they're actually going to go through with it, the car slightly points down and slightly points up, and then levels out again.
You mean like she's
And
braking?
for me, no, like they haven't decided whether they're going to take the high road or the low road. They're still at an impasse where they haven't really come to terms with how they're going to handle this. Are they going to sink deeper, or are they going to rise above the anger?
That's
I
interesting.
might be reading way too much into a mild camera angle, but
does the camera actually do that? Dip down and dip up a little bit?
the car moves. The camera doesn't. And part of me is like, it's harder to do that than it is just to put a car rig on the car,
Yeah.
a camera rig on the car, and drive it, or put them in somewhere. I don't know. Again, I might just be too obsessed with the minutia of the film. I'm willing to admit that, but I caught that. And I was like, yeah.
You know what? If you had a film class, that would be a subject you could bring up and talk about. And I think.
Oh, and I'm sure I'd be shouted down. Yeah, I know. If you're reading too much into it, that's what I'm
well,
saying. I'm
maybe
probably
not.
wrong. Now, the other reason people
Well, it
don't
was
like
like
the
that one
ending,
thing that you came up with for Raging Bull. Remember?
yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but it works.
It didn't make any sense, but it works flawlessly.
It's it's like the left-hand side of the screen is evil and the right-hand side is good.
Right.
I think those are the sides.
I'm pretty
And
sure
it
that's
works for
what-
the whole fucking film.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that those were the left and rights that you said. I mean, that goes back probably over 200 episodes ago of Moviesucktastic that we talked about that.
Well, that's when I was going to the new school for film.
And didn't you bring that up to your professor? And he was like, "Holy shit, I never thought of that. That's brilliant."
Well, I wrote a paper on it. I wrote
you
a
did?
paper on it. It was my final paper was on Raging Bull, and I didn't like the film, and I actually didn't come up with the idea. One of my a friend of mine mentioned it at the time, and I was like, "That's interesting. Where'd you hear that?" So I don't remember. So okay, so I based my whole fucking paper on it, and I still have it somewhere. And he wrote, "I've never heard this before, but you make it work," or something to that effect. Basically, he said, "This doesn't make any fucking sense, but you made it make sense." I was like, "I'm a writer." That's great. I know I have it somewhere. I don't.
I'd
throw
love
out
to.
my writing.
I'd love to read it. I've never read it. I just found.
I'll
I
definitely dig it.
found a screenplay that you did. What was it? It was the Four Horsemen.
Oh, the Four Horsemen.
I was going
yeah,
through my storage room and I found it.
I'm halfway through a novelization of that screenplay. I have to go back on that.
Yeah, I think
Original title. What?
No, I was going to say in pen. I believe it says like second or third draft or something on it.
Oh yeah, that went through a lot of drafts. The main problem is the beginning and the ending. I'm not good with beginnings. For my first drafts on screenplays, never have good beginnings. I'm not good with opening scenes. The opening scenes are fucking hard.
They are
the
hard.
one script I nailed it was my Story of Ricky Western, Violent Legends.
Right, which
And
borrowed a little from Django, which I really enjoyed.
Actually, it blatantly stole from DC Challenge.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, come on. There's an episode. I'm going to tell this real quick because it's important. Very, very, very
Okay.
important.
Um,
DC Challenge was a comic book back in like the 80s where you had different writers for each issue, and each one, like there was like 3 or 4 writers for each issue, and they had separate storylines, and they would leave cliffhangers, and the next group of writers had to like carry on the storylines. So one asshole decided to put Aquaman in the middle of a fucking desert. And so Aquaman, so the next guy has Aquaman like fall down, and the vultures come around him, and then Aquaman grabs one of the vultures because he was playing dead and kills it and drinks its blood, so that liquid can help him survive a little longer. And I'm sorry, that's too good of a Western scene to leave in a fucking comic book with Aquaman.
I mean,
So, sorry, I'm stole it. Yeah, that's right. Well, I don't think it's ever going to get made, but maybe I'll do the novelization someday.
That'd be great. I'd love to read it. Anyway, so go ahead.
What?
You were saying something.
Oh, real quick. The other reason that people didn't like the ending
was,
and this gets political, is that Sam Rockwell's character is portrayed as a... What?
I read a little bit about why they're getting pissed, and I'm just like, it's a fucking movie. Please?
Well, even more than that, their complaint was that here's a character who is shown to have who is a racist. Now we never see him actually do anything racist. Actually, the only people we see him beat up in the film are white people. Yeah. But apparently, apparently in the past, he tortured a black person in a prison cell,
which he denies.
We never really find out what happened there.
He denies it. He says he never did it. And the only other thing he does towards a person of color is he arrests the Frances McDormand's co-worker for a marijuana possession charge. Right. And he only does that to bring heat on Frances McDormand so she would be pressured to take the billboards down.
Because he's protecting Woody Harrelson, who is like his idol. He looks up to. Yeah. He worships Woody Harrelson, and like when Woody Harrelson kills himself, that's why he beats the shit out of the billboard guy.
Right, because it goes all the way back to the billboards being the main cause of it.
So their problem is this guy is a racist, portrayed as a racist, and at the end, we're meant to actually care for him because he shows a desire for redemption. Apparently, you're not allowed to like get better.
No.
Apparently we don't want racism in the world, but if we have a story about a racist who becomes a better person, we don't like that because he didn't. I don't know.
He didn't pay for his. He wasn't punished. He didn't pay for his crime.
Right. I guess. What is the punishment for being racist? What are we calling that? Do we want that character to die? If that character had died or been left to misery, is that okay? It's such a mean-spirited, pointless fucking attitude on a film. And
I mean, it's not like he didn't go through the film unscathed. He loses his job.
Oh,
he's he just like third-degree burns on his face and body.
He gets more fucked up than Bruce Willis through all the diehards.
Right. And he gets the living shit beat out of him to get that DNA evidence. So I'm not even saying that probably, redeems him. He's okay in the world's eyes. But it's not like he gets fucked up in this movie.
You know
shit fucking happens to him.
This is one of those few times where I skew from the left and go a little bit right. But, just because Get Out made $1 billion fucking and all the white people died at the end doesn't mean that's status quo for every film that involves anything involving racism. Calm the fuck down.
Did you just spoil Get Out during this spoiler alert?
I'm exaggerating, but I thought we were in a safe zone. Shit. Anyway.
Man. That's on you, buddy boy.
Anyway. The total irony is that it's a film about letting go of anger at unresolvable issues, and then you have these people complaining, hey, the issues that I'm angry about weren't resolved in here. You need to watch the movie again, bitch.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting it.
Yeah, no, and there's too many people that felt that way about Dixon, and I don't, it's, first of all, it's a fucking movie. All right, it's not real life. It's entertainment, for Christ's sakes.
They even said, like, the director even said, yeah, the movie was supposed to be ambiguous. The ending's supposed to be ambiguous. That's the point. I meant to make an ambiguous ending. That's what it is. If you don't like the ending, I don't know what to tell you. Because it's like, it wasn't even like he was like the hero at the end, or it was like, hey, you can be racist and do something to redeem yourself, and we'll forget about the fact that you tortured somebody. It's just like, hey, here's a fucked up character, and he wants to be better, but he's not having good luck. Calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
Go watch Get Out again. Relax. And complain that we didn't have. Complain that there's not a. They should just make a black Oscar category, best black actress, best black actor. Just do it. Just do it, and then they can complain that they didn't get both.
Well, that's what will come of it if they did that.
Well, and you hear me say that, and I hate saying that because that's the exact thing that like a Rush Limbaugh fan would say.
Yeah.
But you know what? You're not always right just because you're right a lot. You know what I'm saying?
We should save all this for Get Out, to be completely honest.
All right. I'm very curious. Well, you said you liked Get Out.
I really like Get Out.
I would have been surprised if you didn't.
No, I really liked Get Out, and we'll talk about it when we review it. But there are reasons why I know that it has it doesn't have a fucking shot in hell at Best Picture.
Oh no.
As much as I liked it.
As far as Three Billboards goes, what do you think? We know it's not getting Best Picture. It's
not getting Best Picture. I think Sam Rockwell will probably walk away with the Best Supporting. And
you think?
Yeah.
Not Woody?
No, not Woody. I think. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think those are your two front runners, and I think whichever way the vote swings, I think it's going to be so close that it's going to be either one.
Dude,
I don't know if Woody Harrelson. Here's my problem. Okay, I loved Woody Harrelson in the film, and if he won, I'd have no problem with it. But I think Sam Rockwell's character Dixon just goes that extra mile for deserving it a little bit more.
I agree.
I go, if I had to choose between the two, I'm going Sam Rockwell. I'm going Dixon.
I so hope Sam Rockwell wins, not only because he so deserves it, but the fact that in this whole climate of sexual harassment and racism and stuff, I so hope they give the Oscar to the man that portrayed the racist white male. Oh, please give him the Oscar. I just want to hear the heads explode the next day. Please let that be the.
Listen, if you deserve it, you deserve it. I mean, that's just the way I look at it. Now, who's he up against? I can find that out super quick. So you got Willem Dafoe.
My list in front of me.
You got Willem Dafoe in the Florida Project, who I haven't seen that film yet, so I can't make a decision based on it.
I've been hearing a lot of people are pushing for him.
Well, it's not.
I haven't seen it yet.
None of these actors have won an Oscar before. None of them. Not a single one of them. So one of these actors, and Christopher Plummer's like 1,000 years old. So if they're going to make a case for someone that's getting old that might get it and might not be nominated again, it's Christopher Plummer. So you have that.
That's
for all the money in the world.
Achievement Awards are for.
That's right. So then you got Woody Harrelson for Three Billboards, who I thought was excellent, but I think Sam Rockwell edges him. But then you have Richard Jenkins, who I think it's great that he's nominated, but I just don't think I just don't think he's getting the Oscar. I really don't. So you got Woody Harrelson, Sam Rockwell, and Willem Dafoe, and without seeing the Florida Project, I'm still going Sam Rockwell. Just that scene after Woody Harrelson's character dies and he makes his way up to the main office for the Billboards, the advertising agency. That whole scene where the camera follows him across the street, into the building,
and
up the stairs, into the room, breaks the window, punches the guy with his gun, then throws him out the fucking window. That scene alone is Oscar worthy.
And might I add, a powerful scene where the actor has the camera to his back for the majority of it.
That's right. Absolutely.
I thought he killed that girl. Holy shit. Wait, I was like, oh, she's dead. I don't know if that's funny, but
there's also a lot of people that say that the film is sexist towards women and the violence towards women, and just watch a Serbian film and then watch anything else, and you'll look at movies differently.
See, but here's the thing. Again, like, it's sexist because there's violence towards women. I mean, they show she had an abusive husband. Yeah. It's not played for humor.
No.
It's a part of the character. I don't understand how that film is sexist.
it's critics, YouTube critics grasping at straws. I mean, our videos are on YouTube, but I don't want to say we're smarter. Well, we probably are.
Oh no,
but
we are.
We're breaking down the film in a much different way. We look at all aspects. We realize it's a movie at its core. It just
and there's a tone and there's a message to the film, and having a racist character doesn't make the film racist. Having a woman in the film being stupid like his young girl doesn't make it sexist. Talk about a strong female lead. How is that film sexist? Now you can say it's sexist because it's a strong female lead and she's not pretty, but how sexist is it to say you have to be pretty to be a strong female lead? And I'm not saying she's not pretty, but the character's obviously not made up to be pretty.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
How sexist is that? I mean, they got to look like fucking Melania Trump.
And Frances McDormand has a real shot at
not that I'm saying Melania Trump is pretty. I'm just throwing names out.
I never found her. Well, anyway, Frances McDormand has a real shot at Best Actress too, even though I really think Sally Hawkins gets it. I really think that she's getting it. And potentially, and I haven't seen I, Tonya yet, I'm hearing a lot of talk about Margot Robbie. So it's
and again,
for the
is
first
that a sexist
time.
Film?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I mean,
but even if it is, it's a fucking movie. Sexist, even if it is, it's a fucking movie.
And it's a fucking movie based on fucking reality.
Yeah.
This is why I get yelled at by people from the left and the right. Because you can't fall into lockstep with either of them. You gotta be able to just say, great, he's a racist character. I still like him.
it's
Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell could rape a baby on screen, and I'd be in there. I'd be defending it. He's the man. Seriously.
That is a sound clip from my soundboard if I ever heard one. You know what that is? You know how every once in a while we'll put up, or you actually do it quite often, where you take a movie still and you put a quote from the show? Mm-hmm. That's one of those.
I'm game.
All right.
We'll have to do that.
Yeah.
All right, we should end this and move on to Get Out.
We should end this and move on. Now, do we want to rate this? Give it a rating?
Yeah, I'll bring up IMDb. Let's see if it fucks up my audio, because
so we're currently.
I'm hoping the internet's better in Texas.
Oh, I think you're looking at fiber optic gigabit out there.
You know what? If I get close enough to work, fuck yeah.
And I think a lot of their stuff is run underground. So, yeah.
Jesus, I'm liking Texas more and more.
I think. I'm not sure. A lot of places out west are run underground. And you know what? All of that should be done here. You get a storm, nothing.
Right.
Whatever.
I'm going to stop this conversation. It's going to go for 10 minutes.
I can't. It's
right.
currently 8.3 on IMDb.
Right. I want to go 9.
Yeah.
I have to remove 1 star for Dinklage.
Oh, stop. If that's what's separating it from a 10, I'm going to have to disagree. But I was going to say a 9 anyway. I think 8 is low, 9 is good. I think 10, ooh, I don't know about a 10.
I'm really close to 10, but I almost feel like I enjoyed the film too much to give it a 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to. It's like Nocturnal Animals. You got to suffer a little for your art.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we gave Nocturnal a 10.
And I think we gave Nightcrawler a 10.
We absolutely did give We absolutely did. I remember when we give movies 10s.
Because we rarely do it. Even films we love, it's like, I can't get this more than a 6.
Yeah, there's only a handful, and I don't even think. And when I say handful, 5. I don't think we've given a movie a 10 5 times.
I'll have to look sometime because I'm sure my voting history is in here. I always do it under. I'm not signed in. Hang on.
I'm comfortable with a 9. Very comfortable with that.
Oh, all right. Now I'm signed in. Moviesucktastic. Let's go back. 9. All right, I'll do it a 9. So don't wait for me. I'll make
Okay.
sure it gets in
So
there.
I'm going to go ahead and end the show.
Yes, sir.
So we only went over by about 10 minutes. We're going to definitely keep
That's
Get
not
Out.
bad.
No, we're going to keep Get Out at an hour or less if we can.
Oh, definitely. No, definitely. Get Out's easier.
Yeah. All right. So as always, thank you for joining us for our Oscar episodes. We're doing 2 a week until we're done with them. This is episode 264 of Moviesucktastic. You can go to our website at moviesucktastic.com. I just want to also mention, if the site does not load up, you need to update your Flash. Or use Chrome. Anyway, so you can go to our website. You can download the show there. You can listen to the show there. You can come and hang out with us live every week. I've just added a new player to the website where you can join the chat room. You can watch videos that we put up every week, and you can tune in live with us every Thursday at 8 o'clock.
We'll have to start monitoring that chat room when we record.
Well, I have it up in front over here on my end.
Good. I don't.
Yeah.
Mr. Bios.
That has nothing to do with it. It's like there's absolutely zero.
No, I can't have 3 web pages open while we talk, or my audio goes all wobbly.
Oh. Well, maybe you should shut
So it does have something
you should
to do
shut your
with
Plex off.
Or I should move to Texas.
You could have worse internet in Texas. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Well, if you're in Dallas, it's a major city. You're probably going to have awesome internet.
I'm close enough to Dallas. Well, I'll have awesome.
You probably will
internet,
have.
Yeah.
I mean, you're close enough that Google, the Google Gigabit, might be out there. Yeah, I want my hand. I love FiOS, but if I can get my hands on some Google, oh baby,
Music's gonna run out.
it is okay. You can go to our go to iTunes. You can download the show or listen to it there as well. You can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/moviesucktastic. Everything we talk about, from trailers to when we go live to just movie news, gets posted there. You can go to our Tumblr page at moviesucktastic.tumblr.com. You can leave us email. The address is themovieguys@moviesucktastic.com. If you want to leave us voicemail, which we will play on the show if you do, is 908-514-4470. You can also download the app for your Android devices. It is 100% free. Everything I said is in it. I use it all the time to listen to our show in my car. It is fucking awesome.
My wife does the same thing.
It's awesome. And you just queue up the show, hit play. If your car has Bluetooth, even better, which mine does. If it doesn't, you hook it up with an audio cable. You can't fucking go wrong. If you don't have either of
What kind of
those
audio cable would you recommend, Joey?
I would recommend a 3/8" headphone jack cable. That's what I would recommend. Yeah, that'll work good. But you also have to have an audio jack on on your stereo to do it. Why? Why? You knew I was going to answer it, even though I knew what you were doing.
I know. That's why it's funnier.
All right. Well, that's our show. We thank you for joining us. Do you have any words of wisdom, Mr. Wilson?
Oh fuck.
I mean, I only
Sorry
asked this.
about-
This is like 250 plus episodes I've asked you this. You'd think you would be more prepared once in a while. And
You know,
here's the music
I'm-
fading out.
I got a lot going on. So goodbye.
Goodbye.